Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk Hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
Welcome back. Hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup, right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook, YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan. Pete Gray here along Rock Cod Rick Mexa in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup here, right next to the San Diego Landings. Beautiful Southern California day here in San Diego. And a couple of great guys on the line from Shimano headquarters in South Carolina there. Tristin Poole and Kade Gewanter from Shimano are here, and we're so excited. This has been such a fantastic show, and you guys are such a wealth of knowledge, and we have a full hour left for you here.
Boys, you need to make your way out to San Diego. We need to do the next show in the studio. This is too good.
That'd be awesome.
So fun having guys that are so well versed in this product and know what they're talking about, and that is clearly the case with Tristin and Kade, man. Yeah, we gotta have you in the neighborhood next time.
Definitely.
You guys are talking to a couple. Proud Ginu owners as well. So next time, if you're ever in South Carolina, we'll get you out in some redfish. We'll trade you.
That sounds like fun. A Ginu. Tell us what that is.
It's essentially a motorized canoe. I believe we both have trolling motors on ours, but it's perfect for the skinny water. You know, the creek fishing, the marsh fishing that we do a lot. So. It's a good time. It's cool to sneak up on. It's really cool to sneak up on redfish. That's for sure.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. You know, I visited Dave Pfeiffer there in Charleston area, and he had a Ginu, and I was like, "What the heck is that?" It looks super cool. But we went out and tried to pursue some redfish, and what a cool deal that is, walking the flats and checking those things out and casting poppers, lures, whatever. What do you cast to a redfish in the flats there?
Well, I don't want to give up all of our secrets. But, honestly, a lot of soft plastics and top waters. But you know, I'm in the office with a lot of real purists. But I'm not too proud to grab a bucket of crabs now and then either. So a little bit of everything.
That's my style.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Well,
when I was with Dave, he didn't have any crabs.
Yeah, there was no buckets of crabs.
We didn't catch anything either. But it's like
well, we're certainly having a great time with you boys this morning. If you want to join us out there, we'd love to have you, man. We got another full hour both with Tristin and with Kade. If you want to join us, 833-288-0973. It has been an incredibly busy morning on the phones. They are packed up, but we do have one line open. We had one call drop off during the break, so a great chance for you to get through. Again, 833-288-0973 is how you do it. Or you can send us a text. Again, text message questions are only available via the Let's Talk Hookup app. If you don't have it already, go get it. Easy to find on the Apple Play or the Google Store. Or the
free download.
Yeah, Google Play or the Apple Store. Yeah. But anyways, it's a fun one. It's fun. It's easy, and it's the only way you can text in your questions. If you do, you're going to be eligible for that killer prize at the end of the show today. Again, one lucky caller or texter, and as always, that's decided by the prize coin flip. We'll flip it at the end of the show to determine whether the winner comes from the caller side or the texter side. Is going to win a 4-pack of those brand new Shimano Ledge Runner lures, courtesy of our friends at Shimano. Plus, you're going to get 2 tickets to the upcoming PCS show. Your choice of Costa Mesa, March 5th through the 8th, or Del Mar, the 19th through the 22nd.
Let's jump back into those phones. 833-288-0973. Jeff standing by at the fan to take your call.
Carl and Escondido is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning, Carl.
Morning, guys. Hey, I got a question. You said there's the Twin Power and the Saragossa spinners. What does the Stella? Which one does the Stella fall into those two?
Yeah. So, hey, thanks for the call. Great chatting with you. Hope you're having an awesome Sunday morning. But you know, the Stella really is our flagship spinning reel, and what that has to do is the technology that's found in the reel. So we can go through that really quickly. We call it our Infinity suite of technologies. So there's Infinity Loop, which is an oscillation pattern of the spool that improves the line lay. So you guys are talking about popping tuna and casting, those the big game rods and the importance of having maximum casting distance, especially with that Max 8. This is another technology that helps with that. So the way that spool moves up and down, the line lay sits, so you're, not only are you able to maximize your castability, but super smooth drag performance. There's also Infinity X-Cross, which is simply wider gear teeth. So you get the distribution of heavy load between the main and the pinion gears. Those teeth are wider, so everything's a little bit more balanced, and that's just smoother winding. And then you have Infinity Drive, which essentially is just a different way of supporting the main reel shaft. It's a low-friction bushing that we use. So, hey, listen, if you're up and down on a big tuna, a big yellowtail, you're still able to crank on that thing really, really smoothly. So, kind of to answer your question, the Stella is our ultimate flagship reel, but that is not to say that you can't find some of those technologies that I spoke about in other models. One of the things that we do at Shimano is have trickle-down technology. So over time, the technology that's found in our flagship products will make their way down to other price points. So you mentioned Saragossa. Saragossa also has that Infinity Drive tech that I was talking about. So I don't know if you want to add anything to that, Tristin, but
Yeah, I think Kade summed it up. So, Stella SW is the flagship of our saltwater spinning reels. Then Twin Power SW is positioned right below that in the hierarchy. And then Saragossa, and as Kade mentioned, our spec, our features really just trickle down from the top. We roll out new technology in Stella, and then in the coming years, you'll see that technology come down through the hierarchy in that portfolio.
It becomes hard to make your decision. Saragossa, Twin Power, and Stella is a good, better, best scenario. Where it becomes difficult is the good of Saragossa tends to be multiple levels above the best of some of the other competition, So it's hard to just say, well, Saragossa's good, but compared to a Twin Power, it's this. But the lowest level that you're talking about, Saragossa, is still such a high end above so much other stuff that's where the decision becomes hard to make. But boy, you really do. You see a physical advantage in your bang for the buck as budget allows. So wherever you at, there's a right reel for you. Just always
and like you say, it's a trickle down technology all the way from Stella to Saragossa and on down too. Even some of the lower end ones, they still cast amazing,
awesome,
and lots of power.
One of my new favorites that you guys have, and correct me because I don't know, I'll mess up the pronunciation. Is it Marvel or Marvel? One of the lower price point reels that came out the last few years. Like that thing is so smooth and so nice for a reel that's under $200. I love them.
Yeah, totally. What's interesting about our small to mid spin portfolio is that once you get up to a Miravel, you see the reels split into two distinct families. So you have Core Solid, which is, of course, the Stella is the flagship. Then it goes down all the way down to Ultegra. Then on the Magnum Light side, the other side of that, your flagship is Xsense, and actually we just launched Vanquish, which for a lot of freshwater guys, that's very exciting news. It's been a very popular reel in Japan for a long time, but that goes down all the way to Miravel. So Miravel is kind of your entry-level Magnum Light reel, and really the only difference in those two families is the rotor construction. So on the Magnum Light side, you have an asymmetrical CI4 Plus rotor, so it's made out of a super tough carbon-infused product. It's super tough, super rigid, but it's also exceptionally light. And then on the Core Solid side, you have a heavier resin all the way up to metal on more of the flagship models like a Stella. And the difference there is the weight. So like for your bass guys, maybe for your, more of your freshwater guys, that start and stop technology of the Magnum Light, like I said, the rotors are very light, so it takes limited inertia to start the rotor, and it can be killed on a dime. So as you guys can imagine, if you're bass fishing, if you're using forward-facing sonar and the need to really, really manipulate your bait in a very intentional way, that rotor is critical. And then on the other side, the Core Solid, like I was talking about, once that rotor starts moving, it's a little bit heavier, so you're able to have a deeply connected winding feel throughout the whole retrieve. So that's great for techniques where you're casting and winding. You need to be you need to be in constant contact with that lure and keeping it moving. So you're totally right. Miravel's a great option, and like I said, kind of your entry into that Magnum Light family of spinning reels.
Wow, it sounds fantastic. Well, look who's joining the party here. Benny Florentino from Coastal Charters. Morning, Benny.
Hey, what's up, Benny?
Hey, good morning, guys. Since Shimano was on on the line. I figured I'd say hi and talk a little bit more about the Tranks 400 and also the fishing. So good morning, Kade, Tristin, Ricky, Pete. Thanks for having me real quick.
How's it going?
Good, man. Hey, I'm going to need more than one Tranks 400 HG because my guys, over the last week, they've all been fighting for it. So I've had the reel for about a month now, and the performance. I'm fishing a little heavy on the 400 because it's such a versatile inshore, offshore stuff. Anything from throwing poppers at school-size tuna, throwing the surface iron for yellows and calicos, throwing, like yesterday, we were throwing 9-inch weedless for really, really good surface fishing in February. It's 61.5 degrees.
I was just going to say,
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Dude, we had 60 bass up to 6.5, a handful of 5s, a bunch of 3s and 4s. A lot of it was surface. I mean, 9-inch, 7-inch, 5-inch, it didn't matter. But the 400 took the cake, throwing glides. You know, we're throwing the Arma joint a little bit up in the surf, and caught a few little ones. I need to get another one. So the guys are fighting for it. So.
Hey Benny, how's that 400 look? How's that 400 look on an outlier swimbait rod?
Oh, for me it's a little big because the 300 HG is just ideal. My guys are blown away because I have the whole set except for the XXH, but I have them anywhere from the 7.4 MH with a 150 Tranks, 7.9 with a 200 Tranks. Then I have the 711 H, the 80 XH. Those seem to be the popular tapers for our saltwater guys. So they're getting beat up pretty good. It takes a certain angler to fish it because I don't know if they appreciate the weight, the feel, and all that. But they're happy with the Terramars we have now. I know for 2027 we're gonna work on something to kind of mimic that outlier. But the outlier for me personally, my personal gear is 100%. But the 400, I mean, if guys want to see it, come out to the PCS show, come to the booth. If I don't know the specifics, I'll refer to Tristin because he's a wealth of knowledge on all the products because he's my go-to guy at the show. So, but fishing was fantastic. I've got 5 more trips this week. Weather's phenomenal. Water temps. When I left the island was 62.5. I was doing 38 knots from the west end to Oceanside. 68 miles, right?
Wow.
Hour and 20 minutes to get back to the dock.
That's in your new Camus? Your new Camus?
In the Camus, yeah. We were burning fuel. Yeah.
I love it, Benny.
Cool. Hey, Benny.
I started on the east.
What's the rod you were talking about? Tell us, Tristin and Kade, what's that?
Okay, so that's they released it. Was it last year, guys? I think it was last year they released it. Sam Kennedy helped develop this rod. It's mainly for freshwater swim bait, glide bait, etc. And they go from 7.4 medium heavy to 8-foot XXH. The 7.4 for all those young guys out there with a Tranks 150, and we're throwing these for calicos. We're throwing 5-inch weedless for calicos and getting good ones. And I'm fishing 40 pounds. It's a little heavy for that, but fishing 40-pound max. But the weight, it's a high-end glide bait, swim bait rod. My guys, they're just, I don't know how many guys bought them when they're available, but they're all about that 711H. That seems to be the taper that the guys like. But I'm telling, like, the younger guys, hey, that's 7.4 medium heavy for spotty, inshore, light jerk baits, spinner baits. I'm throwing all that stuff. Medium-sized cranks in the bay. It's a phenomenal. Those are my 2 favorite out of the outliers. Performance-wise, weight-wise, just incredible.
Yeah, and fantastic. And, of course, you'll be at the show, right, Benny? Both Del Mar as well as Costa Mesa doing seminars?
I'll be, I think Mike's got me doing seminars, but I'll be in the booth to answer any questions on the inshore stuff. Again, I'll refer to the boys at Shimano for the ledge runner, but I'll get versed by the end of the show. I'll be pretty versed by it, but I can answer all this because I helped field test a lot, the 400 last year, and I was already blown away. And obviously, if they come fishing with me, they'll have all the outfits. Yesterday, my guys own boats. two guys own boats, have tackle. They came on the boat with a sandwich for me, a breakfast burrito, and used all my tackle.
That's cool.
Benny Florentino, Coastal Charters. Hey, we'll look forward to seeing you at Costa Mesa PCS as well as the San Diego show. And Benny, great addition. And I want to go fishing with you, man. Let's go to Clemente.
I want to go. Yeah, I want to go ripping on that new Camus.
Maybe we can all do a trip together.
Yeah, now you're talking.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go.
Thanks,
hey guys,
Benny.
Thanks for the time. Appreciate
all right,
it, man.
Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it, Benny. Nice to hear from you. Yeah, pretty cool. Benny Florentino, again, be in the Shimano booth, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, along with your other
Yeah,
pros.
Benny's fantastic, man.
Oh, Benny's the best. I mean, I always tell Benny, he's like, whatever product he represents, he's the best representative for a product because he uses them, he talks about them, and he knows how to fish them. So he's an awesome representative for Shimano as well as anything else. Hey, another awesome representative, Mike Lum, is here from Captain Rollo's Kids at Sea. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Hey,
nice to hear the guys from Shimano joining the show. This is exciting. Good stuff.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. So tell us about the big event that you have going with Captain Rollo's Kids at Sea, raising money to take kids fishing. It's the Rollo Rod Raffle coming up again to start at PCS, right?
Yes. The folks at Batson Enterprises have really stepped up to the plate again this year. They had a local rod builder, Salty Dog Custom Rods, Bill Haven, put together 8 absolutely beautiful custom rods and donated them to us. And what we're doing is a special raffle for those. We're going to give away 6 of those 8 rods coming up here soon, but we're starting to sell tickets right now. And so in order to get involved in that, you buy 4 of our grand raffle tickets, which is our annual raffle, which we are in the process of selling tickets for. Those tickets are $15 a piece, and 30 great prizes for that raffle. Those will be drawn at the Day at the Docks in April. But for now, if you want to enter the Batson Rod Custom Rod giveaway, you buy 4 of those tickets, and then you get a bonus entry into the Custom Rod giveaway. And the way that'll work, when we draw those rods, we'll draw 6 winners, and they'll be contacted in order, and they can select which rod they would like to have. All the rods and the specs and the photographs are all on the website at rollokids.org. So that's really a bonus drawing for buying 4 of the grand raffle tickets. And these rods are spectacular. We've had some very, very beautiful rods over the years. I think these are as nice as anything we've ever had. Please go to the website, rollokids.org, and check those out. If you'd like to buy tickets to get involved in this, you do that by calling 951-264-7382. That's 951-264-7382. And just leave your name and telephone number. If Tim doesn't pick up the phone, it's because he's on another call, but he will get back to you and get your tickets to you. You can also send an email to win@rollokids.org. And all you need to do on that is just put a name and phone number. And again, Tim will call you back and get your information and get you tickets. You buy 4 of the grand raffle tickets, you get entered into the Batson drawing as a bonus. And of course, all the proceeds are used to take more kids on their first ocean fishing trip. The generosity of the folks up at Batson and Bill Havens for putting these rods together is really, really special. We're having just an absolutely great year with the Rollo program. We're going to be at both the PCS shows and up at no, I'm sorry, we're not. We're going to be at both the PCS shows and in Costa Mesa. By the way, we'll be in the same location, which is between, I believe, the Costa Mesa building and the Huntington Beach building in that pavilion area there. And that's where we've been the last few years. So please stop by the Rollo booth. There'll be other promotions and, of course, the spin to win wheel, and all of our regulars will be there and can answer questions, get you hooked up on some of these drawings. But I wouldn't wait on this Batson Rod Custom Rod giveaway. I would give Tim a call at that 951-264-7382 and get your name in the hat for these rods. You won't regret it, and the kids win with every ticket that you purchase.
That's fantastic. And the rods will be on display in the Rollo booth at the PCS shows, right?
Yes, at both shows they'll have all the rods there to check out and look at. They really are. They're stunning.
I want to say,
absolutely wonderful rods.
I just wanted to comment. We utilize Bill Havens a lot. He builds a lot of rods. The guy is so good, and it's just, you know you're going to walk away with an art like those guys. Just they cross the bridge from function to like artistic function, and that guy is it, man. You are going to have a very good looking tool that will last you forever. I'm really excited, Mike. This is a very cool promotion, and guys are literally winning works of art that they can then go take and go catch tuna with.
Yeah. Fantastic. And of course, again,
I was just going to say the reason for 8, he built us 8 rods and donated 8 rods. We're giving away 6, and we want everybody that wins to have a choice. And so what we do is we do it that way, and then we end up with 2 additional rods that weren't selected, and then we use those for additional fundraisers down the road. So it really, we maximize the fundraising opportunity for the donation they gave us, and all 6 people get to choose a rod.
Fantastic. Awesome. Mike, again, win at rollokids.org. Send your phone number to Tim or call 951-264-7382. And he's standing by right now. Take advantage of that great thing. Purchase 4 $15 Rollo raffle kit. Have a chance to win 30 different prizes, and then have that bonus prize of one of those amazing Bill Haven bats and rods. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate your information, and we'll see you at the shows.
You will. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Appreciate that very much. Hey, I had another great text come through. This one says, "Good morning, guys, from Mario. Longtime fan and huge supporter and user of flat falls and current snipers, especially the 100-gram flat fall for springtime bluefins. Can you guys tell me a little bit about Shimano's new innovation in lures and jigs? Anything you're excited, and can you let the cat out of the bag on anything coming down the line?"
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, we appreciate you speaking so highly of the current sniper and the flat fall. Obviously, flat fall really was, we talked a lot about Dave, earlier Dave Pfeiffer and his involvement in Shimano, and I think the flat fall and the original butterfly jigging system, obviously he was instrumental in bringing that to market some time ago and really put jigging, I think, at the forefront of the U.S. fisheries. That has continued to evolve, so as you've seen probably in the past few years, we've continued to expand our jig assortment to where we now have flat side, flat fall. We recently introduced sardine waver, shimmer fall. So it's a pretty extensive assortment of jigs now. We also had wingfall, that probably some of you were familiar with. I think we've discontinued it out of our assortment now. But really a super diverse assortment of jigs. And the goal is, as the water conditions change, you have situations where the current's higher, the fish are deeper, they want something moving past them faster. We have an assortment of jigs that cover all those applications. So one that we're super excited about and really passionate about internally here at Shimano is the sardine waver. Sardine waver is kind of defined as like a pilot jig. So when you first get onto the boat, you're scoping out, what are the conditions going to be like that day? Do we have high current? Do we have, medium current, low current? That jig kind of excels in everything. So you can see when I drop it down, what's the current doing? What's the water like? What are the fish? What action do they prefer? Do they prefer it sliding a lot, a big flutter? Do they prefer it being fished vertically back up with some kind of cadence? Then from there you can say, okay, they seem to be eating it on the fall. We're going to shift to a more like flat fall style jig, right? So you can pivot that way. Or if you want something that's a bit more high speed, you go back to a flat side or a shimmer fall, fish it vertically. So I think the sardine waver is really a great place for a lot of anglers to start when they get on the water and start jigging, and then adjust from there based on what they see based on the conditions.
And Peter, I know you've had Benny Ortiz on the show
right.
a couple times now, and he is he'll certainly be talking about the sardine waver at the PCS show and during his seminars. I know one of the things after talking with him for a while, and I believe he was actually out yesterday somewhere doing some jigging, but the 3 sizes all the way from 130 gram up to 250, like Tristin said, makes the jig super versatile, and I'm excited to hear him speak on the jig at the show coming up.
Yeah, and I've used that shimmer fall, man. The catching yellowtail with that thing, those are nice. Those jigs work.
I love shimmer fall. Any thought or chance that we might see that in some of those heavy sizes that we've been utilizing out here in the East Coast? Do you see any potential future of that thing reaching up to 300 grams or that magic number for us?
Yeah, I think in the very near future, you'll continue to see our jig portfolio grow to include some larger sizes. So we're excited for all you West Coast guys to stay on the lookout for that.
Yeah, we'll make sure you guys are the first to know.
All right, that's fantastic. And again, Benny Ortiz will be in the Shimano booth. Is he going to be at both shows, or just in Costa Mesa?
No, he's just going to be at Costa Mesa, but yep, he's going to be in the booth talking about jigging systems, slow pitch jigging for tuna. But also rockfish, lingcod, all of the fantastic bottom fishing that you have access to, and he's going to be in the seminar stage as well. So there'll be plenty of time for people to chat with Benny and pick his brain, because man, it's hard to believe there's anybody that is so technical about anything as Benny is about jigging. So
he is fantastic, and all his information that applies to his fishery there on the East Coast totally applies to the West Coast fishery. I mean, we learned that when we had Benny on for a couple hours, and he's really a fantastic talker. So you don't want to miss that. And go meet Benny in the booth there. Other guys you want to meet in the Shimano booth at Costa Mesa, our good friend Dave Pfeiffer, who's actually going to be. We're going to have Dave Pfeiffer is the retiring president of Shimano American there, and Dave is actually going to be having his retirement show here on Saturday, March 7th. He's going to come into the studio with Alex the Sports Barber, his good buddy, and we're going to have super good fun talking with Dave and talking about his history with Shimano. Dave's so responsible with so many things that Shimano introduced here for the West Coast and for North America in general. And and Dave's amazing. And, of course, Jason Livermore, the new president, taking over for Dave, super good guy, and he'll be there too. And, guys, talk for a minute about Dave and Jason and kind of what they do for Shimano and as your bosses. I know you gotta play nice, right?
Yeah, so I can start and then can transition here to Kade. But obviously, I've been with Shimano now for like 7.5 years, and across every year of my time here and every kind of step of my journey in my career at Shimano, Dave's been instrumental. It's unique. Actually, Kade and I were having coffee this morning, and we're talking about the diversity and kind of uniqueness of Dave as it relates to his understanding of fisheries across North America and honestly across the world, techniques, and how to intertwine that with business. It's a unique thing. Obviously, we all are passionate about fishing, but we all also are working for a manufacturing company that has a responsibility to be a sustainable manufacturer and to look at global interest in that sense. And it's pretty amazing to be around someone who's so well-rounded across both of those regards. And I think both Kade, myself, and the rest of our team at Shimano would all speak so highly of Dave in that sense. And then as we transition to Jason, I think Dave will still be around and will still be a guiding hand, but Jason will be coming in with a lot of experience from across the industry. I think he's super passionate about this business now, and as he's had, I think, 1.5 or maybe 2 years under his belt here, he's starting to really understand Shimano. What is it really in our DNA? What makes our brand unique? And is excited to lead that forward. And he has all of our team's full support as we continue on.
Yeah,
that's awesome,
well
man.
said.
Yeah, couldn't agree more on that, Tristin. I've only been with Shimano for coming up on a year, so certainly haven't had the chance to work with Dave as long as Tristin has. But so thankful for my time to get to work for him, and I've even been fortunate enough to do a little bit of fishing with him too, and certainly I've learned a lot about business, a lot about fishing, but I think above all else I've learned what it really means to be passionate about something and to be passionate about the whole process of the industry and of course the sport of fishing. So certainly wish I had more time to work with him, but just very, very, very fortunate for the time I have had.
Dave, one of the things I just wanted to say about Dave is, like, he has made some moves that I respect so much, and he made them out of the fact that Shimano needed to have this piece of fishing equipment, even sometimes when it didn't make the dollars or cents part of it. And we've seen that over the years of him make decisions to add a semi-niche piece of gear or a reel that was so important to this particular fishery or that particular fishery, whether it be on the East Coast or the West Coast or wherever it might be. There were times when it didn't make sense for them to make a West Coast 10-foot surface iron rod. The shipping was too much. This wasn't too much. Like, all of those things were not quote-unquote right in the terms of the accountant sense, but they did it anyways because they said, well, we need to be complete. We're not complete unless we have that. Or it might be a spinning reel that was big enough to catch a 500-pound bluefin on the East Coast. Well, we're not going to sell enough of those that it makes sense. Well, that doesn't matter because those guys need it, so we're going to make it anyways. And I love all of the moves that he made just to make sure that product was the best. Whether it made sense or not, he did it because Shimano always has been the best, and I love that decision-making process. And I love to know that that's going to continue on as we go forward.
Yeah, and you know, I've fished with Dave for many years, and I've known him, fortunately, a good friend for 35 years, and been fortunate to fish with him all over the place. And he's the best fisherman I've ever fished with.
Yeah, really
bar
good.
none, he is the best. There is nobody that I've ever fished with that's better than Dave Pfeiffer. And what's cool is Dave's still going to be involved with Shimano, more in the background, and Jason, with Jason's guidance now and taking over, I mean, there's still going to be a lot of that great influence, and we have nothing to worry about under Jason's guidance here for the future of Shimano, and Dave will be right there, I'm sure, in his ear. There's no question about that.
Yeah, I think you'll continue to see the Shimano team be relentless and keep our momentum in our pursuit of kind of fishing excellence and continuing to strive to push innovation across the categories that we're present in. So.
Yeah, no, very excited
Love
for
that.
the transition. It's going to be really fun to go. So go to the Shimano booth, meet both Dave and Jason at Costa Mesa. They'll be there, and you don't want to miss that. But hey, let's find out what's biting out there, Ricky.
You got it, bro. It's time for our FishDope.com report. Today, it's sponsored by the Anglers Realtor with the Anglers Realtor Yusuf Husseini. Hey, the Catch Report today is sponsored by the Fish Pros. They're the Fisherman's Processing in San Diego, where you get the premier processing experience. You can check out their easier online system to book your processing orders for your long-range trips. With more team members, Fisherman's Processing stays far ahead of the rest. More same-day capacity, the finest in customer service. You can stop by their location in Old Town on Taylor Street or check fishermansprocessing.com, and be sure you make that reservation today. We got him. Yosef's on the line. Good morning, Yosef.
Hey, good morning, guys. How we doing today?
Doing great, buddy. Having
Great, sun
fun?
is shining. Time to go fishing.
Starting to feel like halibut and yellowtail here with the weather coming. So hopefully we get a ton of good weather in the future. It's looking like it. Not a ton to report on what's going on our coast, but Danny did give me a full rundown of everything as of this morning. So water along the coast is cold and dirty. There is lots of junk in the water. Use extreme caution, especially around the LA Long Beach Harbor area. There is anything from palm trees to logs to just tons of stuff out there from this last storm. Up in the Santa Monica Bay area, sand bass and calico are still willing to bite even in this cold water. The water's down to 58 now in that area. We were in the 60s last week. The bass are all bunched up. You just need to find the bass first. Use a lead head with squid, live preferably if available. But if not, fresh dead works as well. And they're still biting good. Sculpin are biting up there as well on the artificial reef and the El Segundo pipe. Out to Catalina, Danny did have one contact that checked out the backside and found it was still very washed out, dirty, cold water. He did not look for squid, and there's no idea if there is squid available at Catalina right now. Moving down the coast to the Horseshoe Kelp, the halibut fishing was on the slow side again with the wind and current. There's dirty water down there. There are still a few around, though. The bite should improve as the water gets cleaner. In La Jolla, everybody's asking about the bonita. And sorry to say they are not around as of yet. Danny still thinks they are around. They've just moved outside a little bit. The new Seaforth and a bunch of private boats struck out looking for him yesterday, I guess. If I was going to go look for him, he says he would go out to the 178 or the 9 Mile Bank. And they may still be around. Look for clean water. Birds are pretty much a dead giveaway. Control small feathers, 7 to 8 miles an hour. No reports around Donados yet. We should be hearing some stuff coming out of there. Nothing from Colonet right now, but there are boats that are running March 7th. So we should start getting reports from down at Colonet. I know it was kind of heating up before the storm. They're getting into some big 20-pound yellowtail. Offshore, there's nothing to expect right now. the water is still up in the low 60s, so we should be seeing some good fishing here hopefully soon.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
That's about it.
For sure. And I might mention, too, that there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen in March. I know Polaris Supreme has a definite go trip to go chase bluefin the beginning of March there, and we're actually going to have Aliar Hajanabi, Captain Aliar, on the show on Sunday the 8th, which is the Sunday of the PCS show, to talk about those trips and the future of that. So that's 2 weeks from today.
You have Dave... What the hell, man?
What a lineup, huh?
You picked the days that I'm going to be at PCS to have Pfeiffer and Aliar on.
I know.
Yeah, thanks
sorry.
a lot.
Yes, it just worked out that way. That's when people are available. But of course,
I'm super bummed.
Fishdope.com, your source. They'll tell you all about it. $30 off a new membership to Fishdope.com using the code Hookup now, lowercase, no space. And Joseph, what's going on in the real estate world?
It is absolutely nuts. Everything is selling right now. Things are moving. Buyers are back on the market. We are kind of swinging into a seller's market again. If you're looking to sell, this might be your time. If you're looking to make a move this spring, might be something you want to look at. If this interest rate keeps dropping, we are going to see increased activity and going to see this market moving.
All right. And how do we get a hold of you if you want the best in real estate in Southern California?
You can get me on my cell phone, 619-277-2169. My website, sportsmansrealty.com. On social media, at The Angler's Realtor. Or you can get a free home evaluation at SoCalHomeEval.com.
All right. Thanks, Joseph. We'll talk to you next Sunday.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate that very much. That's going to wrap us up. Again, sponsored by Gamakatsu. They have an amazing lineup of new fishing accessories now available, including their new fillet knives, everyday carry knives, the G boxes and bags to store all your tackle, ceramic braid scissors, and more, along with the best in fresh and saltwater hooks available. You can see your local dealer or check gamakatsu.com for more info.
And they're going to have some phenomenal deals
buddy.
at the show, too, Gamakatsu will, with the boxes and the hooks and the whole thing, so you definitely want to check it out.
And don't sleep on those ceramic braid scissors. We love them. They gave us several to have at the tackle store. They are fantastic. The longevity is really good, and they cut braid just effortless. It's a really, really nice tool. Yeah, those guys are killing it. Hey, when we come back, we got more coming your way. More of your phone calls, more of your text messages, and more of Tristin and Kade. It's Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California's sport fishing voice on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
It may be winter in Southern California, but those of us who live here know it's a great time of year to go fishing, and certainly not time to put your gear away. This is Ben, and you will see me at my dad's shop, Dana Landing in Mission Bay, the one-stop shop for a great day on the water. Food, bait, tackle, beverages, and more. This is the ideal time for bay bass fishing, and I get the inside scoop from Johnny. Heck, he will even rent you one of our killer blue skiffs. This is also a good time to go work on your reels, and Doug is the man for that job. If big largemouth bass are your bag, nothing beats East County Bait and Tackle. They have all the right stuff and live bait for a perfect day on the lake. Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle is super cool too, for both freshwater and saltwater tackle. ECBT is at the end of the 67 freeway on Mapleview and Lakeside. Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle is on Broadway in Lemon Grove, and Dana Landing is next to the Dana Launch Ramp in Mission Bay. Check DanaLanding.com for more details.
Experience the magic of Haida Gwaii Islands, British Columbia, Canada, at Haida Gwaii Safaris, formerly Queen Charlotte Safaris. Hi, I'm Valerie Hopridge. 25 years ago, I fell in love with these incredible islands, breathtaking scenery and wildlife, warm community, and truly phenomenal fishing. That passion inspired me to open my own fishing lodge. Just steps away from the Sandspit Harbor at Haida Gwaii Safaris, you will be fishing pristine, unpressured waters for Chinook salmon, halibut, John lingcod, and more. Plus, be surrounded by untouched beauty and wildlife. All of us at Haida Gwaii Safaris have exciting news. We now have our own charter flight to and from Sandspit out of Vancouver, making your trip easier than ever. We pride ourselves on creating unforgettable adventures that turn the first-time guests into longtime friends. You will come for the fishing and you'll come back for the memories. We are booking now. Please call 1-877-815-2892 or visit us at qcsafaris.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Haida Gwaii Safaris. Safaris, where unforgettable memories are made one catch at a time.
It's Truck Month at your local San Diego County Ford dealers. The biggest deals of the year on Ford trucks are happening now. From Pro Power Onboard to Blue Cruise Tech and the Ford Security Package, Ford's award-winning truck lineup is built with the power and utility to help you take on whatever life throws your way. From F-Series, America's best-selling truck, to the Ford Maverick and the Ford Ranger, built to take you everywhere from work to play. Check out the entire lineup of Ford trucks and take a test drive today. Go to your local San Diego County Ford dealers today.
Captain Jamie Tennis from Season Sport Fishing here. For the past few seasons, a dart-styled metal jig has come into play in a big way for tuna offshore or even rockfish down deep. AFCO's crossbreed jig has quickly become the go-to for many since it came onto the market. AFCO's crossbreed jig is good to go right out of the package with a 4X treble hook, heavy-duty split rings, West Coast colors, and sizes 60 gram to 120 gram. Pick one up today at your local tackle store or learn more on AFCO.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time and a great show with Tristin and Kade this morning. Lots of really cool information with this upcoming PCS show going on. We're in a good spot, man.
Super good. Phones are packed up. Let's jump into it.
You got it. Everybody's excited to talk to the boys. How about this time we talk to Peter? He's calling us from up in the Bay Area this morning. Hi, Peter. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. The Ridge Runner. First of all, I am a strictly Shimano guy. I run everything from the Torium, the Trinx, 500 PG, HG, Talica A's, and we also are doing a charter with Adam Williams on the New Loan in June.
Nice.
All right.
So,
awesome.
So my question is, are those Ridge Runners going to work well on those long-range trips like that? And will they work well in Central America, say Guatemala?
Yeah, man. So, one, thank you for fishing Shimano. We appreciate it across our whole organization. Speaking on Ledge Runner, so I think the Ledge Runner will fit in perfectly on the long-range boats and perfectly, honestly, down south for yellowfin, wahoo, anything that you're going to be trolling for down there. Obviously, with billfish, I think you'll still see a lot of, if you're in the sailfish thing in Guatemala, dead bait fishing. But I think for all the other species, the Ledge Runner would be a super valuable addition. As we mentioned, adjustable depth range, so you can fish it in 3 different depth positions. Hydro controlling, which is our stabilization feature, that keeps it straight at speeds. Here we've been fishing on this 32 CV running at over 15 miles per hour, and they're tracking 4 lures, tracking perfectly straight in line. So really that gives you versatility, whether you're putting it off the back of a long-range boat or you're fishing it, down south in Guatemala on a center console. You can fish a tight spread. You can get it in. You can have confidence it's going to track straight. And fish after fish, it'll have the durability for you. So we're excited for you to try them, and you'll have to let us know how it goes, man.
Yeah, and you know what else, too, is that adjustable depth range is going to be such a key feature. There was a lot of fish, a lot of bluefin caught on the troll on plugs here last year and the year before, and I think this thing is going to kill it in both sizes here in Southern California. Don't you think so, Ricky?
I do. I was just the lure's so new to us out here. We got ours last week or so, and the one thing that I was just looking for that had me nervous, but boy, those nerves were immediately put to rest. That style of lure has been around before, and one of the big detriments that we had with it in terms of wahoo trolling was the hooks that came on some of the competing ones just didn't have enough barb for what we like. Wahoo is fished a little differently out here than it is in a lot of other areas. And, a lot of times in most fisheries, when a wahoo strike happens, the boat stays in gear as the fish comes to the boat. So the boat aids in keeping everything tight. And a lot of the hooks on some of the other prominent lures had very small barbs, which didn't really affect those fisheries that bad because the boat kept everything tight. West Coast, long-range fishing, we do things different. We get a jig strike, the boat comes out of gear, and everybody starts casting, the wahoo bombs and casting lures and things like that. And when now the boat is no longer keeping things tight, some of those hooks with lesser barbs, they just shake out a lot easier, especially in a wahoo. That mouth is so bony and hard. And the first thing I saw in that Ledge Runner was a nice, beefy barb on that thing. I was so excited to see that.
Yeah, it's interesting, all the different philosophies on barbs and how it affects penetration and things. But in all of our testing, we found that this hook design still offered the penetration and fishability that you would hope for. while still having the fish holding power, which I think you're speaking to. And, the 200 is a big single hook on both the front and the back, and then the 160's got the trebles, which is kind of a round bend, turned in treble. But both of those hooks, we haven't had or seen any issue with losing fish, and I think that'll cross over well to the west.
We're excited, man, for sure. Well,
Could if you wanted to troll the smaller one, could you change it out to a single hook?
Yeah, you can. Again, kind of the versatility and crossover aspects of fishing that treble. As you look at different species, whether it's mahi or maybe even yellowtail, having a treble on that, we found just offers a better hook to land ratio on that smaller size bait. But in terms of how it runs, yeah, you can fish it with a single, but we recommend it as it comes with the treble there.
As it comes, yeah, and it's a nice beefy treble too. So you're not
going
to straighten those things out. That's for sure.
You
have a great text, right, Rick?
I thought so, especially for these two boys. Says, good morning, everybody. I love this gear talk. I had a question about rock cod bottom fishing gear. Well, here on the West Coast, with depths being opened up to much deeper opportunities than before, what reel do your guys like for deep water jig fishing? Do they prefer a level line versus a non-level line reel? How does the heaviness of braid affect things? Do you like a very lightweight braid for sink? Do you like a heavy braid for strength? Give me a little rundown of what you guys think about deep water ground fishing. That's all from Rory in Lakeside.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for the question. Yeah, so the way we look at jigging is kind of, again, going back to the system side of it. So for a lot of how you guys are fishing in the West, slow pitch jigging is kind of a great way to look at it. So you can fish the jig faster, but you can also have a rod that's parabolic, that's comfortable in those deeper depths that you're fishing, and allows for an angler not to get tired over the course of the day, and optimal jig movement. So when we look at that, I'll go through a couple different reels, a couple different rods, and then how all that kind of ties together with line. On the reel side, we like to use a non-level line reel. So looking at our Osea Jigger family, so there's two series. There's the Osea Jigger Standard, which is a star drag. And I think for you, that would be either in a 2,000 size or a 4,000 size, depending on what kind of line capacity you need based on the depth you're fishing. And then we also offer it in a lever drag. The benefit of the lever drag, for those of you who are familiar with fishing Italica, you know how durable that drag is, how well it performs. So a lot of guys feel comfortable with that lever drag, the operability of it, and they kind of can rest assured fishing knowing that they have a drag kind of overbuilt for whatever fish you may run into. Both of those, again, the 2,000, the 2,500 LD, and then the 4,000 standard, all should have plenty of line capacity to cover your fishing in the West. When we transition into rods, we look at our flagship jigging rod, which is Osea Jigger Infinity Motive. That rod has Spiral X core, similar to what I mentioned at the beginning of this call with the BG. It's got an amazing X-Guide guide train crossed over with Fuji titanium with SIC rings. So that just ensures that there's, your braid passing through is extremely smooth, low thermal conductivity, kind of flawless fishing performance. That's on the slow jigging side, and if you come down one series, it would be into the Game Type J. So we offer Game Type J from a heavy down to a medium in the slow pitch rods, and I think that's an awesome kind of more price point, a little bit more economical rod than our flagship Motive. And then when we come into line, I think, as you know, many of you have probably heard Vinny talk about the impact of line diameter in deep water in terms of scope and drag and resistance from current and things. So typically, we find that a 20-pound or a 30-pound braid is plenty strong based on the drag that you're going to be fishing and engaging with these fish with. So fishing, again, as I mentioned, a 20-pound or even like a 30-pound max, if you're fishing a max Quattro line, keeps your diameter low, keeps you vertical, so the jig's not scoping out nearly as bad. In some cases, you can get away with a lighter jig. And that system really all comes together to support angler like an easy use for the angler and effective fishing tool.
That's awesome.
Hopefully that answers your question.
Very
It
well
doesn't
stated.
go too deep.
Really good information for sure. Yeah, thanks for the call. Hey, our good friend Jim Hendricks, saltwater sportsman, of course, he says, a shout out to Kade, my Alabama slow pitch partner. That new Talica 40 2-speed A is great. Can't wait to take it into battle. And so that was a nice.
Oh man, I was trying to figure out a way. I knew Jim actually texted me last night and was helping me get real hyped up for the show. And I did promise I was gonna I was gonna give him a shout out. So great to hear from you, Jim. Fired up to see you at PCS.
Yeah, for sure. And I might mention too, Jim, you're going to find Jim a lot in the CCA California booth, and you can register for the Star Tournament at both PCS shows in the booth there. Maybe Jim will register you for it, but they're giving away CCA Cal members get a $25 back on the $40 registration Star Tournament in a AFCO gift card. So that's going to be going on. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. And, of course, they have that 17-foot Mako skiff as the grand prize, along with a lot of weekly prizes and stuff. So definitely get into that CCA California Star Tournament this year. It's going to be super fun.
All right. Hey, had a fun text come through. It says, hey, guys, this is Gary from San Diego. I love the new Talica A versions of all the reels. Curious if you thought we would see an A version in the 8 and 10 size, and any chance it might be available at the PCS show.
Man, he's asking us to reveal all of our secrets here, huh?
Good job, Gary.
Yeah, so 8 and 10 for now is going to remain in line. It's a size that, again, with the change of the fisheries and our R&D capacity from our side, is not going to be changing in the short term, I can say. So hopefully that answers your question there, Gary.
Gary says he doesn't believe you, but I'll.
Maybe we can get it out of Benny Florentino. Benny doesn't really float up, but yeah, it's going to be good. You know,
if you guys can see me right now, my face is super red.
All right. So, a lot of questions, a lot of texts about servicing reels, servicing Shimano reels, and I want to just say a minute about the fantastic service opportunities that you guys have at Shimano. Why don't you talk a little bit about that, right?
Yeah, totally. So we have 2 reel service stations. One in where we're at in here in Charleston, and then another one out in Irvine. So that lets us split up, the amount of reels we can handle, and limits wait time. So if you go on fishshop.shimano.com, there is a page that runs down how we handle reel service, reel repair. It gives you kind of a step-by-step process on how to send your reels in. And you can even call, and they will give you an idea on lead time. So if you got a big trip coming up and you got to get your Talicas, you want to once over in your Talicas, or you need something changed out in your Stellas, they'll be able to give you a pretty dialed in idea how long it's going to take. So those guys are fantastic. We have a awesome, amazing team in both in both locations, and those guys just want to get everybody back on the water and crushing fish. They really are great guys.
They are.
Yeah, if I can add to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that when we look at Shimano, the way we look at fishing is it extends far beyond just your time on the water, right? From the moment you start engaging with sales staff to look at the product, all the way through the after-sales service. Those are all extremely important to us and our brand and how we're represented and the longevity of the product. I actually had a conversation with someone in our customer service department the other day about Stella and looking at it like a family heirloom, right? So it's something that people say, man, like, my grandfather was catching bluefin on this. I caught bluefin, and now you're passing it, to your son or whatnot. And it's cool to have a product that can have that story and that the brand will support, will carry parts for. And it's something that we, encourage a lot of anglers to consider when they're looking for product.
I love that.
Yeah, and I recently just set in one of my Tranks 500s, which it just had too much abuse, I think. and they caught a lot of good fish on that. I sent it up to Irvine, and those guys turned it around so fast it works like a brand new reel now.
I love it, man.
Yeah,
they're the ones.
They're unbelievable.
Nobody builds a reel and takes care of it like Shimano. Yeah. Hey, when we come back, we got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including finding out who's winning that 4-pack of those brand new ledge runners. We got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan. Everyone has their go-to fishing spot. My spot is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. Rock Cod Rick here to say if you're looking for the ultimate Alaska experience and the best value in Alaska, it's Kingfisher Charters. Owner Seth Bone and his crew consistently deliver deluxe accommodations, the finest food, world-class fish processing, and top-of-the-line fishing experience. We've literally sent hundreds of our listeners to Kingfisher, and they all can't wait to go back. Most Alaska resorts make big promises, and they don't deliver, or they'll nix nickel and dime you to drive up the cost. But not Kingfisher. Everything is included. Your license, fish processing, super deluxe accommodations, amazing food, airport transfers, your gear. Literally all you need to bring is your layer clothing, and Kingfisher covers the rest. They also have the finest boats and charter captains in Sitka, all for the ultimate value. Take it from me. Book your trip to Kingfisher Charters and you'll thank me. Kingfisher Charters. 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.
The PCS show is coming, and we will have our best booth ever. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Check us out in the wildly popular saltwater building at the PCS show in Costa Mesa. We will have exclusive products and promotions available only from us. Everything at the Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth will be on sale with a ton of high-quality saltwater products that no one else at the show will have. For saltwater tackle at the PCS show, your best stop is the Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth. The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Our hardworking crew will make your fishing experience one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. All our open party trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Adding a fish finder to my fishing kayak completely changed the way I fish. I'm Logan from Fastlane Kayaks, and I've been fishing from a Hobie kayak for over 4 years now. For about half that time, I was fishing without a fish finder, and trust me, it's called fishing blind for a reason. But don't just take my word for it. Here at Fastlane Kayaks, we've been installing and using fish finders on Hobie kayaks for over 25 years. Over all that time, we've done our fair share of trial and error to find the best mounts and methods for rigging a kayak. So instead of trying to learn 25 years of experience through endless YouTube videos, just drop your kayak off at Fastlane. Every Fastlane install is clean, user-friendly, and built to last in real saltwater conditions. One way we do that is by housing all the fuses and electrical connections inside a small waterproof case. Keeps everything protected, organized, and easy to access. Whether you're looking to add a fish finder, install a motor, or upgrade into a brand new fishing kayak, come by Fastlane Sailing and Kayaking in Mission Bay or give us a call at 619-222-0766.
The reels that Southern California anglers have been waiting for are here. Shimano is proud to introduce the all-new Talica 40A and 50A reels. The Talica series is Shimano's flagship 2-speed lever drag reel. It sits at the very pinnacle of the offshore world. Shimano has increased the fishability of the larger Talica models by reducing rotational resistance at high drag and improving durability in critical positions within the reel. The all-new Talica 40A and 50A now boast Infinity Drive, which employs 2 drag washers housed on the side of the reel, allowing for an ultra-smooth, powerful drag system, while at the same time increasing winding power under a load by as much as 40%. The new Talica is built to run a more compact, cold-forged machine aluminum one-piece frame. Plus, there's also a new higher high gear, built with a Southern California angler in mind. The new Talica 40 and 50A are available now at your local Shimano dealer.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. So much fun with Tristin and Kade. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to flip the prize coin and find out who's winning that 4-pack of Ledge Runner lures. Whether it's a texter or a caller. Today we have a texter. Congratulations, Gary in San Diego. You have got that full 4-pack, and you're going to get to decide whether you want to go to PCS in Costa Mesa or in the brand new Del Mar show.
Yeah, and you guys, I'm going to give you a big applause because you guys were fantastic for sure, and we hope you'll come back and be with us again.
Yeah. Absolutely, anytime. I look forward to seeing you guys out at the shows.
Yeah, that'll be fun. You'll be at, will you be at both San Diego as well as Costa Mesa?
No, so I will be at both shows, and like I said, we'll have a whole host of Shimano team members from all facets of our business, along with pros, et cetera. And I'd love for you to give the prize winner. You have my number in my email. Please pass that along. We want to see some good pictures.
Yeah, okay. Awesome. Yeah, catching fish with them. Yeah, for sure. And you want to definitely check out all these new products, the Ledge Runner and the Tranks. Thank you, guys.
Great job,
Tristin
guys.
Poole and Kade Gunter from Shimano. Appreciate you. Look forward to seeing the show. Look forward to seeing you back here. Thanks to Adam for all he does. And, of course, Jeff at the Fan. Next Saturday, Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle will be here. Next Sunday, Bill Priest and Mike Bond from PCS shows. Thanks for listening today. We'll see you next week. Right back here on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook, YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.